Came to him in the week and said, this is your game. If we're going to win it, you got to have a big game. He picks up the first down, 1st and 10, 32-yard line of Gallatin as they sneak a backer up. Reeder wants to throw, has some pressure, unloads, has a man, Cherry, inside the 30 and is taken down by Grant there hard, but a 4-yard gain on the play, Tommy, that could have been negative for the Blue Devils.
Good mobility once again as Reeder rolling out, a little bit of movement, the half roll, hits Cherry in the flat. Look for us to maybe pump that and go down the field for Carson. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Lebanon trails 7-0. We'll be back after this timeout.
Hello, I'm Brandy Trescott, a senior varsity football cheerleader at Lebanon High School. We're here at Palmer Park with Miss Ginger Reed. We'd like to say thank you and to present a Blue Devil souvenir.
Palmer Pike is delighted to support Lebanon High School athletics.
Go Blue! Yeah!
Back at Green Wave Stadium, Lebanon and Gallatin tied up in a tremendous football game early. Gallatin scored on their first possession. Lebanon now driving the football. The Green Wave leads 7-0 as we enter the start of the second quarter. Lebanon has the football, 2nd down and 6 in Gallatin territory.
At the 29-yard line, in fact, Tommy, as Reeder has taken his team down the field, he started, I believe, at his own 40, 41, as Terry says, so 2nd down and 6 as he's completed a couple of passes, as well as Sellers running. Start of the second quarter as the Blue Devils trail. Reeder will look over the defense, and unfortunately, I think it was on 2, Tommy, and everybody took off on 1.
Well, Shane Woodall and Bo Grissom went early. 5-yard mark off against the Blue Devils. Is Lebanon going to go on 2 and run the toss sweep? When you see the guard and the fullback going the same way, that's the power sweep. And a -5 for Lebanon as it now goes to 2nd down and long yardage.
So Cherry will go out of the ball game. In will come John Clemens. At 2nd down and 11, almost 12 yards now for the Blue Devils here in the start of the second quarter. Jeff Clemens wide to the left side. Carson is up and in a wide receiver spot on the right as they will run the trap to Sellers, and he goes nowhere and will lose about 2 on the play as Rogan and Alexander come up to stop him.
Lebanon trying to run the counter play back in the middle to the tailback, and Gallatin just flooded people into the middle of the offense. Negative yards on the play, and Lebanon now looking at a 3rd down and 15.
So 3rd and long for the Blue Devils. And they're at the Gallatin 37. They need to reach the 22-yard line. Now Sellers will hit a wingback on the left side. 3 wide receivers. Grissom the lone back as Reeder straight drop, wants to plant, looks for Sellers, has him open down the right side. Sellers turns, he's incomplete, in and out of his hands. As Tommy, it looked like he had a diving catch as Grant and McMurray were covering him, but he had beaten them.
It looked like the football came in over the wrong shoulder. I think Jade was maybe looking inside and the football came outside, incomplete, and putting the 4th receiver into the pattern, and Gallatin matched up man-to-man. They didn't have enough people to cover everybody, and if Lebanon can throw the football toward the outside, that's where it was going to be open.
And Lebanon appears to be going for it on 4th down. Clemens split to the left, Carson in, Griffin is a tight end on the left side, Sellers the back, straight drop by Reeder. He will run a shuttle pass to Sellers, who will get down inside the 30 to the 28, about 6 yards shy of the 1st down. So the Green Wave will go on offense, 1st and 10 at their own 28.
I like the call, Sam. It's a good, safe play. Should they drop it, that's an incomplete pass. It's you let the rush come in a little bit, and then you just flip it inside to Jade. Lebanon now has Gallatin backed up inside their own 30.
So 1st down and 10 for the Green Wave, their 3rd offensive possession of the evening. 5-man line for the Blue Devils. They'll give it to Robb, straight up the gut, bounces off one man, and will be taken down at the 32-yard line as he was tackled by Ryan Auld. So 2nd down and a long 5 for the Green Wave. They get up to the line, I formation behind Malone. Tally split wide to the left side. As now the Blue Devils cheat 6 men up on the line. Robb tries to go up the middle as Griffin stuffs him back at the 35-yard line. He had a little bit of a surge, Tommy, but Griffin got a hold of him and shoved him back.
Good job by Mark Wilson, the sophomore tackle at 251 pounds. He's matched up against a 300-pounder, a junior in Chad Pearson. Wilson got the stalemate, which is basically all you need that tackle to do. That allows the linebacker time to come flying up and to make the tackle.
So 3rd and 3 for the Green Wave as Chumley splits wide to the left side. High formation behind Malone. Blue Devils look to be stunning. They are. They're going to come straight up the middle. Malone breaks a tackle. He busts by C. Is still on his feet. He's got a chance to go. Tressler and Phillips chasing him, and Phillips will bring him down at the 23-yard line. And Tommy, the Blue Devils stunted, and Malone goes right up the middle.
It looked like there was a bad exchange between the quarterback and the fullback, and Malone had the presence of mind to just follow the fullback into the hole and used him as a lead blocker, almost like setting a pick. The Lebanon defenders couldn't get around the fullback, and Malone Terry ripped off a great run.
From the Gallatin 36 all the way down to Lebanon's 23, 41 yards for Malone.
So 1st and 10 for Gallatin, straight up the middle of the fullback this time. He gets down to the 20 as Sellers trips him up, and he is finished off by Auld. So a 3-yard gain for Rogan, his first carry of the ball game. 2nd down, 7, 9 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Lebanon defensive coordinator Randall Hutto is going to take a timeout, so with 9:02 to go in the first half, Gallatin leads 7-0.
Hello, I'm Megan Davis, a sophomore varsity football cheerleader at Lebanon High School. We're here at the Women's Health Clinic with Dr. Lanning and Susan Rather. We'd like to say thank you for your support and present to you these Lebanon football souvenirs.
Thank you. We're happy to support Lebanon High School football.
Go Devils! Go!
7-0 is your score. Gallatin leads Lebanon. 9:02 to go in the first half. This reminder, next week at 8 a.m. you can tune in just a little bit early on Cable Vision 3 and watch the Lebanon and Gallatin 9th grade football team playing from Noakes Lassiter Field.
2nd down and 7 for the Green Wave at the 20-yard line of Lebanon. As Malone has directed his team down the line scrimmage from their own 28, he will give it to Robb straight up the middle, bounces off of Alls. Nope. As Malone keeps the ball. Well, Tommy, you did such a good job of faking. I thought Robb had the ball. Malone kept it. Good job for the defense. They didn't bite.
That's the ice option. What they do is they fake the isolation play, the lead play to the tailback, Robb. The quarterback will pull it, and then he's looking to make the pitch to Black. They're coming on the option to this side. You run the lead, then you fake the lead and come on the option. But Alls did a good job of getting in there and messing that play up.
So 3rd and 9, has 3 wide receivers in from Malone. He will drop, wants to throw it. Busted play, almost intercepted by Phillips as Malone dropped straight back. He got ran into by the fullback, Rogan, and when he tried to throw, Tommy, out to Chumley, he had no chance, and Phillips almost picks it off.
He threw what looked like a low wounded duck. That thing was going down from the word go. Gallatin's going to attempt the field goal from the near hash mark. The football spotted right on the 30. That makes it a 40-yard attempt. And to kick it is Donahoe. Check it. That's not Donahoe.
Daniel Sanders. Well, it could be Donahoe. You have the wrong numbers. The field goal attempt is low enough, and it is good. So with 8:16 remaining in the first half, it is the Green Wave 10, the Blue Devils nothing, as Donahoe hits a 40-yard field goal, Tommy.
We'll be back after this timeout.
Hello, I'm Joy Ansfelder, a sophomore varsity cheerleader at Lebanon High School. We're here at Lebanon Cable Vision with Mr. Ted Dansby. We'd like to say thank you for your support and present to you a small Blue Devil souvenir.
Thank you very much. Lebanon Cablevision is happy to once again help the Boosters Club present Lebanon High School football once again this year.
LHS! Let's go Devils!
Gallatin going 54 yards, 8 plays. Ashley Donahoe, a 40-yard field goal, 8:16 left in the second quarter. Gallatin leading Lebanon now 10-0.
And an update, that was Sanders on the field goal. Apparently Sanders does the kickoffs and the long field goals. Donahoe handles the PATs. So Sanders, who kicked the field goal, will kick it off for the Green Wave as Gallatin goes up a 10 spot with 8:16 to go in the first half. Deep to return for Lebanon, Stafford, and then they switch, and Griffin runs back in single safety.
So Sanders are ready to kick the ball off as it will come down towards Stafford. He will take it at the 14 up to the 15, 20, cuts inside, 25, 30 on his feet, 35, 40, 50. He's got a chance to go, 40, 35, and down at the 30-yard line of Gallatin.
Great return by the junior, Chris Stafford. And folks, that Lebanon crowd is going bonkers on the far sideline. They finally got something to cheer about offensively. Terry, a great return by Chris Stafford.
Stafford took the ball at the 14, cut it up the middle, went all the way to Gallatin's 30, 56-yard kickoff return. Lebanon with great field position.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at the 30-yard line, just inside it of the Green Wave. They trail 10-0 with 7:50 remaining here in the first half, as an I formation will come out behind Reeder as he will turn and talk to Grissom. They will give it straight up the middle to Sellers, and he will go nowhere as he puts his head in there and is taken down by Homer Vaughn along with Kyle Hamlet. He'll get about a half a yard on the run.
John, what's the mood on that Lebanon sideline after that big run?
Tommy, you know, they switched it back who was going to be deep, and they kicked away from Griffin. And, boy, what a run. This crowd over here in the sideline is just ecstatic right now.
So 2nd down and a long 9 for the Blue Devils, as now Clemens will go in motion behind Reeder. He will turn, wants to a quick throw. He's going to be almost sacked. He pitches it to Sellers. It's a live ball. He can still run and will put his head down, get across the 25, down to the 23. And Tommy, Reeder had the presence of mind to pitch the ball to Sellers, and everybody on Gallatin thought, well, we have a sack, and they stopped.
Great presence of mind by the quarterback as he just tossed the ball back to Sellers, the only friendly jersey around, and Sellers beat it around the corner. It wasn't very pretty, and I can promise you that play is not in the Lebanon game plan, but it worked.
So a gain on the play of 5, 3rd down and 4. The ball just inside the 25 as it needs to reach almost the 19-yard line. Reeder turns. He's going to run the option to Sellers. He'll keep it. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 15, down to the 13, almost to the 12. And Tommy, good presence of mind by Reeder as the Green Wave defense keyed on Sellers, and you and I talked earlier, he would cut it up and get some yardage.
Well, great job by Reeder as he just read the defense perfectly. They overplayed the tailback on the speed option, and he just took it inside for what